A pinball machine that needs no introduction, but I'm going to give it one anyway. Dungeons & Dragons, The Tyrant's Eye by Stern. Now, we've got a limited edition here, so we are very, very lucky. Don't have many limited editions. What was the last one? Stranger Things. I think the Stranger Things limited edition. Aside from that, we don't tend to have this very limited and exclusive flavour of pinball machine too often, and for that we have to thank channel sponsor Pinball Heaven. So thanks, Phil, for sending this down for, well, I was going to say for your viewing pleasure, but a lot of my pleasure just playing it, let's be perfectly honest here, because I just wouldn't get to play these games, wouldn't get to feature these games, and just wouldn't get to know anything about them without Pinball Heaven sending them down. And I'm really, really pleased to be able to play this. Now, I've got to square with you here. I have had one game on this. So ordinarily, what I would do is on my first video on any game is you get initially my first reaction. So it's not quite that. And the reason being is this pinball machine has eight balls. The multi-ball is absolute mayhem. Hopefully I'll show you some of that later on, because we're going to film my second game on here, and so as I can show you some gameplay, we'll take the camera off of its tripod and we'll give you a little tour around the playfield and the cabinet and all that good stuff. But when I was loading the pinballs in, when you take this lock bar off, eight pinballs, but in the coin box I only had 5. Now, I might not be the best in the world at mathematics, but I knew something was up there. I knew there was 3, I think it's 3. I knew there was 3 missing. So I put the balls in and turned the machine on. I did a ball search, and actually there were already 3 machines in the box. They were, I don't know, under Playfield subways, or the Magnificent Dragon here had swallowed one, or whatever the case may be. And I couldn't resist, so I thought I have to test it to see if it's working. So I pressed start. You can't blame me, can you? So I played out the game. It was set on 5 balls, which ordinarily I would apologise for, but I'm not going to make any apology. I was pleased that it was on 5 balls because I needed it. This is a game with a lot of depth, and I don't know anything about role-play games. Never played them. Not at all. I don't know. I've had friends who played Warcraft. I had friends that played Dungeons & Dragons, but I never played it at all myself. But I think I get the general gist, and I think I get what you're meant to do. But if you don't, that's cool as well, because this game's going to talk you through all of it. The limited edition has got a really, really good sound package on it. Now, it's funny because I'm recording this video 3 or 4 days after I watched a Carrie Hardy video. And he had, well, I think it was his game, he'd purchased himself a Kong limited edition. Excellent video. And he was talking about whether or not he felt the additional cost of the limited edition was worth it, above and beyond a pimped premium. And he made some excellent points. He really, really did. If you've not seen the video, I'm sure you all have. Great video, excellent. I thought it was really, really good. And he discussed all this stuff: the speakers, the powder coating, the lights, the art blades. I've obviously not paid for this. It's not my game. This is going to go back at the end of it, so the cost hasn't had any impact on me at all, obviously. I think I might feel quite differently if it's like the tastiest meal you've ever had is the one you haven't paid for, if you know what I mean. Sound like a freeloader, don't I? So I don't know if the sound from the speakers sounds that little bit sweeter or a little bit bassier. Maybe if I paid an extra £3,000 for it, it might not sound quite so good. But I felt it was noticeable, the upgrade on the sound package, because I do have a Stern Premium here. I've got a Jaws Premium, that I have the upgraded speakers on that, but I don't have the subwoofer. This has obviously got all of it. And it's Michael Dorn, I believe, who does the voiceover for the Dragon. Now, he was Worf in Star Trek Next Generation, and I loved Star Trek Next Generation, obviously. He's got a great voice, a really, really brilliant voice actor. And he brings this dragon to life. Not literally, obviously, otherwise I'd be nothing but ashes at the moment. But it really works through the speakers and through the bass. He's got that big bassy voice. Really good. Really enjoyed that aspect of the game. It has, just going back to Carrie's video, in his video, he spoke about the art, not the art blades, the cabinet artwork, the decals. And he was saying that he found them to be a little bit dull, or they didn't quite pop out right on his Kong. But if they caught the light correctly, because they were sort of foil, for want of a better word, I'm sure it's not foil, but whatever they are, the light needs to be a certain way, and if you caught it just at the right light, they looked fantastic. I can only echo what he said there. I totally agree, because as I'm recording this video now, in fact, the reason I'm holding my glasses in my hand and haven't got them on, which means I can't see too much, but it means you've not got the light glaring as a reflection in my glasses. I'll have to put them on in a minute. But when I was setting these lights up, I had to set them up just so as I could sort of get the shimmer and the shine in the foil for you. They look good. They are very good. But I've got to be honest, I think if I was paying for a limited edition, I'd probably want the Radcals. Because still to this day, the best looking pinball machine I've ever seen is the Elton John, which had the sparkle and it had the sort of glitter in it. And this has got that, and particularly in the back glass there. But I think the Radcals gave it a depth. So I think, I don't know. Maybe you think differently. Let me know in the comments below. I think I prefer the Radcals to the foil. But don't get me wrong, these are better looking than the standard decals you might get on a Pro or a Premium. But yeah, they do look nice. But yeah, you've got to catch it just right. The back glass is stunning. I don't think there's any way that I could point that camera or position those lights that would do the back glass justice. I don't. There's a glitter in the font where it says Dungeons and Dragons: A Tyrant's Eye. The clear parts of the back glass where the mirror is showing, you just don't ever really see it on cameras. And I've tried to film it, 20 different ways, and it just doesn't do it justice. It's a stunning piece of art, really. And make no mistake about it, if you are into Dungeons and Dragons, which I am not, I think you're gonna love this game. So the first game I played, I was somebody Curlyfoot, which I think is a dwarf. By the way, I'm cool with dwarves and elves and wizards and all that stuff. I'm a Lord of the Rings nut geek. I don't know if you can see that. My map of Middle Earth just in the background there. But anyway, during it, I think I was Curlyfoot, who was a dwarf, and in the end I ended up fighting other dwarfs. I'm not sure if such things are permitted, but anyway, I did that in the game, tried to progress up the map, and there's lots to learn on here. I'm not going to pretend for a moment to know any of this stuff. So if you're watching this video now and you're expecting a tutorial or some insightful observation about the deep rules and the gameplay, you're in the wrong place. Switch off now, because this is not that. This is very much, well, I was going to say first time, a second time person looking at a machine who doesn't really understand anything about it at all. But I've been very impressed, very, very impressed. Now more so with the dragon itself, the mechanism. It's impressive. This game's heavy, by the way. So I move for filming and for playing. I move pinball machines around quite a lot. Sterns tend to be the lightest games. To be fair, they tend to be the most reliable, but they're also the lightest games. Not this. This is a heavy, heavy machine. So I guess it's, the mechanisms and how much of it is the dragon. Maybe it's standard for a dragon. I don't know how much dragons weigh, but this dragon is, you can actually feel it just when you're touching it and you're moving it around there. It's a heavy, heavy bit of kit. Very, very solid. It does a lot, particularly during the multiple. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. I've got to learn and explore a little bit more about it. I should probably make the point here that this game apparently needs an upgrade kit from Stern. I don't know exactly what that's all about, but there's one on the way here. But also, if you remember, Uncanny X-Men had an upgrade kit as well, which was the ball launch. I didn't really play that before it had the upgrade kit, so I couldn't tell you if that made a difference or not. But this is going to need an upgrade kit, so it's certainly something Stern are going to look at when they put these games out. Probably want to be getting these games ready, particularly when they cost so much. When you get them, you don't want to be waiting for bits of plastic or springs or things like that in order for them to work. So yeah, I don't know if they rush these things out a little bit too much, I don't know if they're not play tested. for a certain length, the adequate length of time. Hey, who knows? What I would say on this, I've just been reminded of it there. We've done so many videos on this channel of the modern Sterns and the Spike 2s. Normally, when I'm doing a video, that fan, that noisy fan will kick in and it will interrupt me. I'm just sort of mindful, neither when I played it the first time or when I've set it up here and doing this video now, and the game was probably switched on for 10 minutes while I was setting up the lights, I've not heard the fan. Which is it's not a big deal, but it sort of is when you try and record a video, because it doesn't help with the sound and whatnot. So I think that's pretty cool, and not before time too. It was, that fan was far too noisy, and I would hope, because it's such a small item, I hope that's not just a limited edition thing. Really, that fan should be going into all of their games, Pro, Premium, and Limited Edition. The other thing I want to touch on is the Insider Connected, which I've only started using relatively recently. I wasn't traditionally a fan, as I've mentioned before in previous videos. For me, pinball was very much an analog experience, and because of my job, it was a way to switch off from the digital world. So the very thought that I could get my pinball machine online and use my phone, it sort of sickened me a little bit, truth be known. And the last thing I want to do when I switch on my pinball machine is have my phone. I want my phone to be put down. So I was quite anti Insider Connected. Jaws got me using it a bit, and I started seeing it as a bonus, as an addition rather than an annoyance. So I started using that. Quite enjoyed the way it was tracking my progress, particularly in terms of capturing the sharks and the different sharks. Thought that was pretty cool. And then I started using it on Bond. And I've not used it on here. I know I've said it a few times, but if you're new to the channel, well, firstly, welcome. Down here in the cave where I film this, I don't have a Wi-Fi password. And because I don't have a Wi-Fi password, I can't get Insider Connected, because it wants me and needs me to put in a Wi-Fi password, and I just don't have one, because it's just got an independent Wi-Fi, the cave. So so this is not, right now, this is not on Insider Connected. But if I was, I would imagine that this game would lend itself to Insider Connected if they've programmed it correctly. And to be fair, we've been very, very lucky on this channel. We've had Brian Eddy and Dwight Sullivan, who was obviously the software designer, who were kind enough to share an hour of their time and join us on this channel for an interview. You know, Dwight is such a great coder that I would be surprised if incorporated in this game there isn't a way where you can level up or remember your progress or something like that. I don't know, but I would imagine as time goes on, Insider Connected becomes more fun, really, and just becomes more and more useful. So I've no doubt, if you're a different kind of geek to me, and you're not a Lord of the Rings geek, and you are a role-play geek, I don't know, I'd imagine saving your character and saving your progress and upgrading and levelling up and working your way up this map is going to be pretty damn cool. The game itself, well, I guess you'll see when I start to do my gameplay in a bit. I enjoyed it. I played one game, so let's not get carried away here. I enjoyed it. The shots were where they were meant to be. And that's not always the case. Certainly when we did my video here with John Wick, the shots were not where they were meant to be as far as I was concerned. I was getting a lot of bricked shots. The shots were very tight. I just wasn't really able to hit them, and because of that, it didn't feel particularly rewarding. I don't think in John Wick I ever got to do more than one mode. That's not this. The shots are all sort of where they're meant to be. Every shot feels hittable. Nothing felt too difficult. Not a standard Brian Eddy design by any stretch of the imagination. But, yeah, certainly enjoyed shooting it. Did I know what I was doing? I didn't have a bloody clue. I didn't know what I was hitting or why I was hitting it. But I don't think it'd take me long, because there was quite a lot going on the screen, quite a lot of call-outs. And I think there was a lot of choices. Did you want to go through a mode, or did you want to progress or take a separate path up the map, or go to a different destination on the map? Not for me. Ultimately, if I was buying, well, I wouldn't buy this machine. That's the truth of the matter. But I think if I was into this stuff, I would love that. I really would have appreciated that. So yes, this is not a game that I would even remotely consider buying, because it's just not. I don't think I'm the target audience, and that's fine. You don't have to like every pinball machine, goodness no. And at the moment, I'm very, very happy with playing my Jaws. So that for me is still sort of peak, pretty much the peak game at the moment. But this is fun. This is fun, and I definitely enjoy playing it. I'm going to look forward to playing it a lot more until it goes. And yeah, I just thought I would share those experiences with you. Okay, I think what we've got to do now is take that camera off of its tripod. I'll put my glasses back on, and we'll take a little tour of the cabinet and the playfield. Let's start with a close look at this cabinet artwork. Now, hopefully you can see exactly what I was describing, which is at least a foil glimmer on it. But it doesn't, the camera does not do this justice. It really does. In certain lights, in the correct light, it really does pop out. Like an old Panini foil sticker, one of the rare ones, if you remember. And I think one thing you'll really notice is the armour. Now, I remember seeing some of the promo videos, and the armour looked a lot more flame red, a lot more vivid red than it looks in real life. It's almost, I don't want to say orangey, because, well, it's not orange, that would be inaccurate, but it is, it's not a Ferrari red, if you know what I mean. What we'll try and do is, I haven't got great light around all of it, but I'll try and give you as good a view as I can. Hopefully you'll see here. And again, foil decals here. If we travel round the other side of the cabinet, hopefully you'll see that it's a slightly different scene. It's not just the two dragons here. But again, it's so reflective because it's foil. It's pretty hard for the camera to pick it up. But suffice to say, it is impressive. So, let's take a look, shall we, at the apron to start with. So, because this is the limited edition, it is a metal apron. And I don't know if you can just see here, this is actually been signed by Brian Eddy, no less. That is your scanner for your Insider Connected. Let's just turn the exposure levels down a little bit. And then you're into what you can see is the playfield here. Now, the shield is here. This pops up when you press this action button at certain points in the game. You can guard, basically the shield will pop up and you can block the gap in between the flippers there. That's really cool. It should be noted that this particular game has had additional rubbers placed on it here and here on the outlanes and on the other side, which ordinarily wouldn't be put on there. That just makes the game a little easier, but that's how it arrived here. We'll get to the dragon in a second. That's really what everybody wants to see, isn't it? As you'll see, it's a free three flipper game. There's the other flipper up the top just there. Very makeable shots off that upper flipper, but you're going to have to, most of the time, hit the ball through this orbit to get it round up to that upper flipper. But the two shots that you can hit from there are very, very makeable, and you can hopefully see. Well, you can hit the captive ball as well from there, so you've actually got, if you can see just here, you've got this captive ball shot, which is just here. You have this ramp, and you have this ramp, which is just behind the dragon. You know what? Let's get to it. Let's have a look at the dragon. He is cool as hell. Really, really cool. And it is so robust. I mean, it's really... You're just not going to get a feel of this because I'll be holding it, but even just moving it there it's a really, really strong bit of kit. And you'll see underneath, there are the 3 targets of the dragon. And just around there to the left, you have another shot just before you get that sort of left orbit. Now there's a ramp that drops down on that left orbit, which turns that into a ramp shot. So that's a ramp you can see just behind the dragon. But the dragon is excellent. That's a really, really good mechanism. There's 3 ramps, 3 main ramps that you can see there. One is hittable from the upper flipper. Really cool, really, really cool. Now, I don't claim to know an awful lot about this cube, but it's very important, and if you understand the lore of Dungeons and Dragons, this is very, very important. Just below here, you will see you've got this spinner shot, very important shot there, and then you have this trapdoor mechanism, dungeon crawl. This pops up and you've got to hit the shot into it. I think it's really good, really, really good. And as you'll see, the limited edition, hopefully they're illuminated enough for you. You should just be able to see here, you've got those art blades. Sort of a dungeon scene there, which is quite right. On one side you've got dungeons, and if I just show you here on the other side, you've probably guessed it, you've got dragons on the art blades there. But it looks really, really good. Just give you a closer look at that map. Hopefully you can see that there. You're plotting your way around here, and obviously it lights up and charts your progress. I'll try and show you the back glasses as best I can. So there's your LCD screen, there's your lights, your speakers. If you can see this is not my game, so I'm not gonna peel this off, much as I'm tempted to. So this is number 401 of 740, and here is the back glass. I just wish I wish I could do it more justice. It's very, very sparkly. But I'm looking through the viewfinder on the camera here, and I can see it's just not looking the same as I'm seeing it with my naked eye. But it's pretty cool. Some really nice detail on there. Hopefully you can see that. It's good. I mean, it's a good looking game. Really, really good looking game. Zoom out a little bit. Well, that means walk backwards with this camera. It is a stunner. My children are sort of used to seeing pinball machines, so they're not easily impressed. They've always been in and around the house, and they see a lot coming and going. So they're a little bit spoilt. What I would say is that when I got this here and put this in place and they had a look at it, they both said, wow. They were so impressed with this dragon. It's a very, very cool mechanism. I know I keep saying it, but yeah, really impressive. That's quite neat, the Brian Eddy signature in there, actually. But there you go. There you have it. Dungeons and Dragons, a limited edition by Stern Pinball. Available at Pinball Heaven, of course. Let's have a game.
Make your choice.
So, I've got to select a character at the start of the game. I've got Ardor, Anya, Frey Curlyfoot, who I was last time. So I'm going to select Frey Curlyfoot. Just so as you know, I've got the glass off, so as you can see better. It's not going to do anything for the audio, I'm afraid, because you'll hear the ball clunking around, but you will hopefully get a clear sight of the ball. Right, Frey Curlyfoot it is. So time extended, I don't know what that is, but I've been hitting these targets underneath the dragon. I really do want to show you a multi-ball on here. That's the orbit, really nice orbit that, by the way, very hittable, that orbit. That's the spinner in the centre. can see, some pretty nice ball paths on it.
No more dwarf.
There was your dragon. Really nice ramp there. You can see. Oh, that came back really quickly. Oh. Dragon multi-ball, so that happened really quickly. This is mad, I've tried this before. Right, now this is really interesting because the dragon actually drops his chin then. So the dragon's blocking the shots that I'm trying to hit. Which I think that's a really cool use of the mechanism. That's interactive then, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy that there are so many balls, almost too many really, but I guess that's part of the challenge. It's absolutely crazy. I've no idea if I'm scoring good points at all. I daren't. Oh, I was going to say I daren't look up at the screen. So the game has just completely cut out now. Completely cut out, which is meant to do, because that was the end of the mode. That multi-ball. Whoa! Well, that cheated me. That did. That cheated me. Oh, this is cool. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it up there. The trap door has popped open. Oh, I'm nervous now. Oh, come on. I've got to shoot it better than that. The ball's locked behind the dragon, and now I've got to choose select a mode to play. I'll travel to West Gate, so I'll try that. I don't know what that does, but I'm going to give it a go. Oh, come on. I really want to hit that. I really need to hit that trap door. This is awful. Come on. Oh, no! I was too late. A wolf's attacked.
I'm Lady Lysandra. I believe we can help each other.
Before she can tell you more, you see zombies.
So I've got to select another mode. Zombie sailors. Why not? Who doesn't want to find out about zombie sailors? Shoot the red arrows to attack the zombies.
What do you do with the London sailor?
Well, that wasn't a red arrow. There's one. So I've attacked a zombie. Oh, that was quite cool on the animations. Whoa, 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 whoa. There goes another one. I've leveled up. There we go. Oh, that was accidental, but I'll take it. And there's another zombie killed, surely. Wave complete. I did it. Oh. I was so pleased with myself that I lost the ball. That'll teach me. So we got to see quite a lot there. Unfortunately, I didn't quite make this shot. We got to see the trap door. This is on the screen. It's telling me how well Frey Curlyfoot is doing. I've fought the dragon. I've killed some zombie sailors. Okay. I mean, it's quite engaging. I'd say that for it, even though it's not really my sort of thing. Okay, so trouble in the dock. So it's asking me to select again, or I can travel to Arabelle. Let's do that.
On to Arabelle.
Oh, it's there again. It's there again. No. Come on, please. Just... Yes!
Welcome to Dungeon Crawl.
Dungeon Crawl.
Level 1.
Thank you. That's pretty cool. Shoot orange arrows to move forward. Well, every shot is an orange arrow, so I should get at least one. There you go. Now the orange arrows are
A
gone.
double door.
So I've got a choice here. Which door? What do you think? Okay, I'll choose. Right.
You're being attacked.
Oh. Okay. Actually thinking about it, that's going to be quite difficult to get on that shot, so I need to get up to that upper flipper, really, because I'll try, I don't think I can hit it from there, no, I can't. So I've got it in the end. So I've got to hit that shot again. It's a tough shot to hit, because it needs to be on that upper flipper. That shot. So I've got it again. Once you get it to the upper flipper, the shot is not too difficult. They are very hittable. So I don't feel it's a particularly tough shooting game. It's not, as I say, it's not like John Wick, which I found really tough. I don't think I'm really doing the troll much damage. I'm fighting, but he's got a life bar on the screen, so hit. Oh, sorry, I just got to read that. There was I wasn't quick enough. There was an instruction. It was telling me to hit something, but there's a light. You probably won't see it just on as a target here, telling me there's a secret door there. I actually missed. Oh no, I did hit it. Okay.
Order is down. You won.
So I got him. I think I got the troll.
Scoring has begun.
That's pretty cool. Shoot purple arrows to move forward. So you definitely feel like you're in a game here. As I say, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but I feel like I'm moving through something under some instruction. Oh, that's not going to help me. Oh dear. Oh, I should have pressed the shield. Why didn't I press the shield? Just I'm not used to it. If you got used to it, I could have pressed the shield and it would have saved it. That's quite cool. That's quite cool. Okay. It's still on a 5-ball game, which is... I'm more than happy with that. I'm exploring it and learning about the game. That's a shame, because I knew that was going to go straight down the middle, that one. And if I was more used to using the shield thing, I would have been able to save the ball. No control here. This is interesting. Choose something to buy, so I can buy a magic item weapon, a +1 bonus multiplier, light dice game, spot secret door. I don't know what I did actually.
That was a great item.
I don't actually know what I chose, truth be known. Oh, there it is again. I like this bit. I am useless at it. Yes!
Welcome to Dungeon Crawl.
Level 2.
Level 2.
Level 2, okay. Shoot purple arrows, we know this. Oh, no. It's alright, I get the ball saved.
Left and see a door.
Oh. Okay.
You're being attacked.
Oh, not another one with that shot there. That's tough, that shot. I know, I keep saying it. I'm not particularly good at this left orbit there at the moment, so... Oh, no. End of ball bonus. Okay, so this is my last ball unless I get an extra ball. Come on, curly foot. I think if you liked this stuff and you were really into this Dungeons and Dragons stuff, you'd want this game, wouldn't you?
You were lucky.
No. Can we shoot again? Thank you. See, that's the truth of the matter. I didn't want this game to be over then, so I'm clearly quite enjoying it. Love to be able to hit this shot here. Please. Oh, no, come on. Because the ramp is down now, so it turns into a different shot. Buy something else.
Help you, my lord.
I will... You know what? I'll magic item weapon. That's what I'll do.
Great choice, my lord.
I've got a Warhammer. Upgraded magic item. Warhammer. I didn't have time to read it all, but something or other. Yes! That was what I was after. Oh, here we go again. No.
Welcome to Dungeon Crawl. Level 3.
So I'm going to have to select a door here, right? No, just straight onto the purple arrows.
Move down a hall and see.
Now I
Two
change the
doors.
door.
You'll be attacked.
Oh, I was just too slow. I managed to shot. No.
All doors down.
Oh, for goodness sake, I messed that up again. I feel like I did the hard work. I should have used the shield then. I know I saved it anyway, but I've got no instinct. The trouble is I don't have an instinct to use the shield.
I'm out.
Oh, fast. I've lost my accuracy for that top shot. No, I should have used the shield. There we go. I enjoyed that. I think that is over. It's over now. Pretty cool game. I've got to say that's a decent game. There's lots of fun. I didn't really understand what was going on, but to an extent, I felt that it was guiding me through. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons: The Tyrant's Eye.